Hello, this is Brandon, and I'm continuing my little actual play of Edgeland in a solo gaming fashion. This is the first time we'll actually be sitting down to play. Up until now, it's just been character and Edgeland creation. I'd like to point out that while Edgeland is solo playable, it is not necessarily a solo game, so it does not have all these set tools that you would need to play. It has most of them, but it doesn't have like a structure where it tells you exactly what to do step by step, scene by scene. There are lots of ways to play solo. Everybody has their own version of it, but while I'm playing here, I'm going to show you my version of it. So anyways, I have my game notes up. Sorry about the art that is still from Forbidden Lands, but I don't really have the patience to recode all of it. We rolled up our mission. The Martel Corp wants Twitch to deliver passcodes to another Corp branch. This mission has a mission value of 12, and it's worth 1 gain. So it's not that much of a mission. It's not going to gain Twitch a lot of money. And shouldn't take that long to accomplish as long as he's doing well. I, as a game master, solo player, really think that in the day and age of all digital, delivering passcodes on a hard-coded courier is a tip-off that this might be something shady, if not a downright double cross, like the Martel Corp is selling out Twitch to maybe Sengi Corp. But we'll see. You know, there's this mantra that comes from a lot of games, but I hear it mostly in Powered by the Apocalypse games, where you play to find out. And I'm a big fan of that. So, the first thing I do when I'm sitting down to start a game, or when I've been playing a game for a while and I stall, which means I can't figure out how to get going again or get excited about the game, is I spend time thinking about what I want out of a game. If I want, or just what I want out of my night or my time. If I want to fight, I will skip to a fight, or I will start in media res and I will just start in the middle of a fight. If I'm just kind of leisurely pacing through, I'll just let the dice tell me what happens. I also look at my character and think about what they're good at and what they might want to do. And I look at my setting, which we've already done too. Here's Grin City's notes. And I think about what is going on in this city. Now, I'm not really in the mood to just start in a fight. I love fighting in role-playing games, but I don't really want to start there. I think that's easy, and I want to show this game how it is. However, this is an interesting concept that Twitch has to deliver these codes to another branch, which probably is not in the same zone in the city, which is outside of the zone that Twitch is in. Twitch is zoneless, which means he's been hiding or being hidden by Ropt and Gold, his friends, who are security details in the corporate sector that he lives. Probably the Martel corporate sector, or a place heavily controlled by them. And so he's going to have to take a trip to another zone to deliver these passcodes. And that's a good setup for this. So I don't think I have to do much work on thinking about the setting. Then the next thing I do is think about where the character is at the start of wherever I'm stalled, or at the beginning of the game. And so I picture him setting out to try to figure out how to get through the zone and get these codes delivered. And that's it. I picture the streets of the zone. They're densely packed. They're full of people. This is a corporate sector, so it's full of people who are not necessarily completely impoverished, but there are some poor people and some street kids and, the kids of the people who work here. We're not talking about an arcology, which is completely controlled. We're talking about the people who fall between the contract workers who are allowed to not commute. Middle manager type of environment. Also a big source of people to sell to for the corporations, and so I imagine it is brightly lit streets, neon, flat screens everywhere, people packed. I don't know, I like flying cars, like some flying cars overhead, the streets packed and honking, multiple trains passing through the zones, going to other zones, that type of thing. And that sets my scene. From on out, the game is really divided into two things, and that's explore, forward actions. I just call it exploring forward, or explore forward, or I just write explore. And then actions. That's it. I will move between the two. Both of them require dice rolls, because I believe that rolling your dice should move the story forward. There should always be a die roll that's accompanying your narrative description. And that way you can play with very little narrative, or you can play with lots of narrative. So when you explore forward, you imagine what the character wants, you imagine how they're trying to get it, and then you roll the dice associated with it. I always think that characters probably lean on their best skills to get what they want, their best methods, their best attributes. I could say that he is going to try to modify a blank zone card and ride the train through. Now, that sounds good to me. It sounds as good as anything he can do. Well, he could probably cut through quicker, but that's a headache. So I'm going to explore forward by hacking the zone card, riding the train, and seeing if it will fool the guards and the automated tracking devices as he crosses the zone. All right, pretty simple. I have 5 wits, so I'll put my base up to 5. I have a 1 in hacker, put the skill up to 1. I do not have anything that can really help me here. I don't have any hacking, cybernetics, or anything. He's not doing this as a live hack. He's not doing it like on the site. He's doing it at home and then getting on the train. So whether or not he can hack through the net or through standard doesn't matter at the moment. All right, and I'm going to roll it. Nice. I got a 6, which means I make it. All I need is 1 success to get through. Now, it's a very thin success because it gives me 1 mission point. Now, in order to accomplish my mission, to get the passcodes to the right person at this other corporate branch, I have to get 12 mission points. Every time I roll a 6 on an explore forward, I get a mission point. So right now, I only have 1. I had the potential to get more. So what I could do is I could push the roll and see if I could get more. I think I'll do it. Ooh, 2 more. Yes. So now I'm up to 3 on my mission points. That's much better. And I picture it as he hacks that card, gets on the train, he's wearing his flashy neo hacker tech. It's very what you expect from your typical cyberpunk look. He's traveling with people that look completely different than him, because the city's just packed with different types of people, different looks, different feels, just cybernetically altered and also just born that way. And he's driving laterally. He's not going into like a richer zone. He's going to a zone across, so security is not as dangerous as if he was going in and out of like a lesser or higher zone. So it's not that big a deal. So I only realized he wanted one success. Only ruled that he wanted one success. So he gets through. Now, because I didn't roll any complications, I didn't roll any ones on my roll. There's all those sixes, no ones. I don't really have to go into this action phase. I don't have to take additional actions to try to get past the gates. So I'm going to skip it and just do explore again. Now he needs to find his way without incident to this next tech branch. There's next corp branch. He has not been told what the branch name is. He just has an address. And he does not look things up ahead of time. He does not hack to snoop, especially with a job like this, because the more you roll in this game, the more chances are that something bad's going to happen. And in the fictional element of this story, looking something up is going to ping a computer somewhere, and then if he is caught or if somebody's suspicious, they'll eventually track it back to him, back to where he looked it up. And he didn't want to have to hack everything and cover his tracks, because he's not that good of a hacker. So he's just going to the address. Now he's being cautious, but he's going to the address. So I'm going to explore forward, which means I'm going to go looking in the neighborhood to find this address. And he's going to do it with his snoop, which is only a 1. But again, he has a 5 wits and a snoop of 1. Nothing really else to do, so roll it. Man, the dice are with me tonight. I get 1 more point for my mission. And man, that's tempting. Do I push it? Do I push it? Yeah, I'm gonna push it. I really want this mission to be over sooner than later. So I'll hit this little push button down here. Yes! So I get another... Oh, I got a 1 though. Damn it. So I get another mission point. Now that one, so something different from this game as opposed to its parent game of Forbidden Lands or Year Zero, is that when you roll a 1 on a base die, you can choose to put that into any gear you've been using or your attribute. Now I'm not using any gear for this, so it goes into my attribute. So I take a damage. And then I get the extra success, but then there's also a complication. So that is because I rolled a 1. And when you roll a 1 and 6s on Explore Forward, complication happens. And that's how you introduce complications without a game master. See, if you succeed, but there are any ones showing, then what the character wants happens, but there is a complication to get past first, or you don't have surprise. Alright, that's cool. What's the complication? Let's go down here to what challenge is in the scene. Let's see if that'll work. And we'll go to that. 25. A gatekeeper. Guard, security, desk, bouncers, butlers. That type of thing. It's a gatekeeper. Now, I am a gut instinct solo player, so I immediately just go with the first thing off the top of my head so that I'm not slowed down. And I hate rolling on a bunch of charts to figure it out. So the first thing that pops in my head is that this branch is under heavy security. It's like a building you would see in some spy drama, like an embassy with like a wall around it and with guards. When they said branch, they meant something completely different than what we think of branch when we think of like the bank branch down the street. And when Twitch sees it, he is like, oh fuck, because he doesn't think his fake zone card is going to get him through, and he didn't know what type branch it was, and so he didn't program it to be anything else. And he doesn't even know what this branch does. because again, he didn't want to do any snooping ahead of time and give himself away. So there we are. Now I look at, I'm halfway there though. I'm halfway to my mission. So now I look at what he's good at. He's good at killing people with his knife, snooping around, and hacking. I think I am going to snoop around and try to find a non-guarded entrance. Now, I could consider this an explore action, but because there was a complication on the last one, I do need to make an action to get past that complication, and so this isn't an explore action. This is just an action of me snooping around looking for a back door to slip in without the guards seeing me. So I'm technically rolling to circumvent the guards. So we'll see how that works. Got the... now I'm damaged on my wits because his nerves a little rattled walking through this and not having any complications so far. So I want to get to roll 4 dice instead of my 5 because this damage subtracts from it. I still do get my stoop though. So let's go ahead and roll that. Ouch. I find it. Because this is an action and not an explore action, there isn't a complication involved. Because of those ones, it just means that I find my way past. I think I do it by, you know, in those movies where you're like, the guy goes out for a smoke, you know, and you sneak in and they sneak in and they like put their hand in and they come in. I think it's that type of like human fallibility type of issue. I just like whoosh, skate on by. Now, that also tells me that the compound is really only guarded from the front, and it's a kind of show of force more than that they're protecting anything too serious here. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to explore forward. Now he's inside the wall, not really in the compound, and he's going to try to sneak. Try to avoid all the cameras because he knows he just went through a gate that has a key code behind him and he didn't use it, and so if there are any cameras in here, he wants to avoid them, and so that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to sneak through. Now sneaking is not his best suit. He has a sneak of 1 due to the chip he has, but because he has wires for his agility, the chip doesn't count as a chip, it counts as a regular skill, a regular method. But he only has a 3 on his agility. So, we're just going to go ahead and roll it. Oh, nice. 2 more points on my mission. And then snuck past the cameras in the yard to the door of the building. No complications at all. None. I mean, I didn't roll a 1. Oh shoot, I rolled 3 6s. Bam. 9. He just snoots on in the back of the building. Sneaks on in the back of the building. Now, I am going to go ahead and pull up augmented reality. And there is a chart for fixers and facemen. I'm just going to go ahead and roll on that too, because I don't know who he's looking for, but I'm sure he has a contact he's looking for, so I'm going to roll that 41. Wendell Goldberg. I'm just gonna roll, see what Wendell Goldberg's like real quick. 34. I don't need to know that about Wendell Goldberg, but this says he's a deep cover cop, losing himself to his current artificial life. I'm gonna go and pretend I didn't read that, but that gives me some good insight into Wendell. Alright. I'm actually gonna change the name. That sounds weird. Wendell Grilba. I'm kind of making lots of Y's in this setting. Why not? It's fantasy. So he needs to find Wendell Grilba's office. Again, because I did not roll any ones, I can make another explore action immediately. He is sneaking through the back hallways of this place. Gonna press his luck with this horrible skill roll he has here. Oh, that is not good. Not good at all. Alright, so if you roll and you don't get one, you don't get any successes, and you get a 1, you imagine what the character doesn't want to happen. And if you fail to roll with any one showing, then the character is surprised and must act to defend against, respond to threat, or take action to prevent something worse from happening. So I'm going to go ahead and push it. Didn't do anything for me. Dang it. But it did take away my 1, because that die was on the skill roll, or the 1 was on the skill roll. Nice. That means that I just failed. Imagine, you see, if you fail, the romantic here doesn't want to happen, and that is what happens. Twist does not want this to take a long time. He wants to be in and out, back before they reset the codes on the pass between zones, before he's caught. And instead what happens is he gets stuck in the maze of this building. There's very little signs. There's very little names on doors. So it's like the numbers on the rooms are like 34823-6. Like he has no clue where he's going. Almost everything is key coded. He's spending a considerable amount of time trying to dodge cameras and people in the hallways. And it's frustrating. He's starting to sweat. So I do another explore action. Well, alright, we're doing our explore action. Let's see. He's still sneaking, but I think I'm going to have him find a terminal and hack it, because he is not having very good luck finding Wendell by just wandering around looking for the door. So we'll throw in his 4 wits. Again, it's -1 because he is a little bit frustrated. 6 success with a complication. Now I can push. That 1 might re-roll if I push. It might get rid of my complication. I'll push. Yes. Nice. He finds a terminal, breaks it down, uses his neural interface plug net to jack in, pretends like he's looking something up manually, and scans for Wendell's office. He finds which way it is, and he goes up there. He is totally doing good. I don't think I've ever had a game where I had this many explore actions in a row. It's usually like I explore a couple times and then I get hammered by guns, but this 1 showing up on the the skill dice or the method die over and over is like pretty amazing. But now he's gonna have to sneak again. He can't terminal his way to Wendell's office. I mean, I guess he could try to lure Wendell somewhere, but it doesn't matter. His sneak, though, again, is very low compared to other. Well, it's not that bad now that he's hurting wits. No successes. Yeah, I'm pushing that roll. Success with a complication. Now I can just go back to the game and roll on the what's the complication chart. My first instinct was to have him not there, or to have it be a trap, but I've done so well. Nothing is indicating by the dice that it's a trap. 54, until I roll enemy. Named enemy, old or new. He only has one enemy, and that's Deadsman and the Mission, which are the secret society of pretty much like swordsmen assassins. That plays right into the fact that it might have been sabotage, that like somebody is setting him up, you know. But damn it, he's going to deliver these passcodes to that office and get paid, even if they were setting him up, because that's just the type of person he is. Yeah, he finds the office, he comes up the stairs, and there's a 6 and a 1. It's not a failure with ones, so the complication is not a surprise. And so he comes up, turns the corner, and comes face to face with a man in a suit. And when he says, "Excuse me," the man says, "Excuse me," and they pass each other, and then it does a double take and looks back, and it's that at that moment where Twist sees the tattoo on the thumb, really tiny. You really wouldn't notice it if you weren't trained to look for it. That indicates that this man is from the Mission. And that is where we'll end. Tomorrow I will come back and we'll fight this out. Most likely. See you then.